Loves competing, but back to ERAs, aren't they lovely?
85, the Bellevue Special has gone up very nicely. The ex-Kenneth and Doreen Evans team car of Tom Hardman.
Here's Tony Lees in R4A, so 2 litre ERA. Seemed to slow a little bit before the finishing line, but let's check on his time. Finishes his climb, and we focus on maybe the most famous ERA of all, R4D, the works car, raced and hill climbed by Raymond Mays, Ken Wharton, Flockhart, Mac Halbert for 15 years, now bought by Ben Fiddler and driven by Nick Topliss. It's got a huge supercharger between the driver's legs, spinning at umpteen thousand RPM, which probably concentrates the mind a little bit.
Had the hill record, that shows the war before and post-war. Amazing machine. Laying down the gauntlet was Tony Lees in R4A, belonging to Nick Topliss, who's currently on the screen in Brian Fiddler's car. 47.14 lays down the gauntlet. And what's Nick going to respond with? He's up through the finish area now. And he goes quickest, 45.14 seconds, exactly 2 seconds quicker than his own car in the hands of Tony Lees. This is the ERA E-Type, GP1, in the hands of Duncan Ricketts. It's the Mercedes-esque styling.
Yeah, it was hopelessly unreliable pre-war. Duncan has really sorted out the engineering of it, and it's now A, quick, and B, reliable. Duncan starred in the shootout at Goodwood last weekend at the Festival of Speed.
49.03, that's third place in the class for Duncan Ricketts. This class supported by Ivan Dutton Limited. And now we've got the white ERA R7B. This is Julian Wilton, whose daughters have been up already. Jessica and Stephanie. Actually, one of them said to come in, the Cooper Bristol, but this is Julian Wilton getting the hang of this car. He's had for a few years now, and he has gone up, Julian Wilton, in a 47.45. So within 3/10 of Tony Lees. ERAs 1, 2, and 3. The conventional type. This is the real quick car, R3A, and this is Mark Gillies, who wins most of the races on circuit for Dick Skipworth, the car he previously drove for Rodney and Mary Smith. Dick Skipworth has taken ownership of this car again over the last couple of years. Gorgeous green livery. And Mark Gillies goes quickest, 45.06. He's 0.08 of a second quicker than Nick Topliss in R4D.
Here's the ERA Delage, an interesting story. Delage in 1927 produced all-conquering little 1.5 litre Grand Prix cars, and Dick Seaman saw the potential, got a guy called Giulio Ramponi to develop his car and beat the ERAs, and then the engine blew up, and Rob Walker had the ERA engine fitted to the Delage, and it was raced comprehensively in Grand Prix post-war. And from the sublime to the goodness gracious, here's
Charles Jones in the ERA Delage, 6th quickest, 49.90.
Here's the Caesar Special. Dick Caesar built it with an AC 2 litre engine. Doc Taylor campaigned it for many years. It's a very rapid car. I don't think the aerodynamics are particularly sophisticated, but my goodness, it's quick.
Yes, interesting confection.
Dick Smith off the line in not the Nürburg. The Nürburg's not too happy at the moment, so he's brought his other Fraser Nash, which is just about as quick.
Yep, reverted to his super sports. Going back to the late 20s. Dick Smith, retired dental surgeon from Cumbria. 81 years old now, Dick Smith, been competing for a very, very long time. Intrepid competitor, super engineer as well. There's the mighty Hotchkiss 98, a recreation of the car that ran at Brooklands in 1930s. And Steve Smith getting all sideways, coming into the carousel, the roundabout.
Continues up the hill. This car did 500 miles at average of 96 miles an hour at Montlhéry in France to break long distance records.
Now, Ian Baxter was flying yesterday in the ex-Philip Jucker Alta, made by Geoffrey Taylor in Surrey. They made their own engines, made their own chassis, made their everything pretty much.
I think James was the star of last weekend's Shelsley Vintage Meeting. Had another go at that bollard. This should match or even beat ERA times. Let's check on James's time.
He goes quickest, 43.71.
Wow.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 1.35 seconds quicker than the redoubtable Mark Gillies in ERA R38. Fabulous run.
I would imagine that's a new record for the class.
This is Tim Greenhill in the Wolseley Hornet Special, Red Henry. Retired marketing guru, he tells us.
Followed by the lovely black Type 51 Bugatti, the twin cam Bugatti.
He used to come to the nightclub here at Chateau Impney in his youth.
In his misspent youth. Ed Burgess in the lovely Type 51 that had a bit of a whoopsie this time last year here, but beautifully repaired, wasn't terribly damaged, and Ed was okay. But this is an evil beast. This is the Type 54 Bugatti, sort of Type 51 on steroids, with a 4.9, great big 4.9 litre engine in the front, and the 54 was notorious for having serious accidents in Grand Prix racing. So most of them were converted into big touring cars, but this one has been reconstructed as the original racing model.
Tim Greenhill has put in a fabulous time in 101, the Wolseley Hornet Special. His time of 47.36 seconds, good enough for fifth currently.
Williams in the Type 30, in another Type 51, the red one.
This is Rod Spollen, isn't it?
Is it Rod Spollen?
That was our cover star. 107 through the top. Rod Spollen, an excellent 49.16. That's ninth quickest in the class.
Williams is in the single cam version, the Type 35, 35B, the B for blower. And you can see the blow-off hole in the right-hand side of the bonnet that tells you whether a 35 is supercharged or not.